Okay, so this is going to be video one, or pretty much a recap of the first week of me doing the Altius MCAT prep. And so the big thing about my first week, because I have the schedule right here, and it was a little confusing at first, because I first spoke to my tutor, and he said, you know, it's going to be a tough first week. But once you get through the program or get through like the middle of the program, you know, things will start to, you know, make sense and everything. And I'm starting to see that after the first week. First week was a little confusing in terms of trying to figure out what a schedule is, because they essentially just like give you a book, and then like they have like an orientation and all those different things. And it was it's one of those things where like you know what you signed up for. Or you know what the end goal is, but you don't necessarily know how to get to the end goal. And so for me, the biggest thing was just trying to figure out what a good regimen is. And after talking to my tutor and you know stuff like that, it became a little more clear in terms of, you know, in order to get to a regimen, you just have to work towards it. And I think with that, he told me expect to do about 60 to 80 hours a week of studying for the next 10 weeks through the program to be ready, you know, for the MCAT. And so that was definitely a rude awakening, because with that I was working a job, and for the MCAT thing, we are essentially studying every single day, 6 days a week from 1:30 to 9:30, and it's either going to be a mastery session, a group SRS session, which is pretty much like a group session with I want to say there's 20 of us in the program, and like they split up into two groups. And so I'm the 1:30 session, and that goes for about, you know, 2.5 hours, 1:30 to 4 o'clock. And then the 4 o'clock group goes from like 4 o'clock to 6:30 or whatever. And then you have like your group mastery sessions, where we meet as like a 4-person group pretty much every day or every other day, and we go over the lesson plans that they have lined up for us for the weeks. And then the rest is just self-study. And so from 1:30 every day, from 1:30 to 4 o'clock, I'm with like the mastery group session. And then from 4 o'clock to 9:30, I'm with my cohort, my 4-person group. And that's pretty much 6 days a week. And then the remaining time of the 60 hours is just me working by myself. And that's definitely something that I'm used to, you know, especially because I finished my post-bac, and I wasn't very social with most of my classes, like organic chemistry and stuff. So you pretty much just have to grind it out, and so I'm used to that. And it's good to have the group session part of the program, because that's one of the things that they really like harp on, is like working with groups, work with your group, communicate, ask questions, do all these things. And so you know, it's definitely been an eye-opening experience. I've had to quit my job, you know, because my job was only open from 11 to 9 every day. And since I'm working from 1:30 to 9:30 every single day, those conflicting hours definitely aren't, you know, that's not the best situation to be in. And so for me, essentially, good thing I worked a lot prior to this for the past 6 months, so I have a little bit of money saved up. And so you know, I pretty much had to bite that bullet and, you know, like remove myself from the job so I could focus on this, because it's really hard when you're working and trying to go through the program and studying to get a very good score to do all those successfully. You know, if I'm working 6 hours a day, and then it's really hard to study after that. And so with that, you know, like the first week definitely was rough. You know, they give you a huge book and you have to go through it. But when you go through it, you're gonna pretty much get to the point where you know you can be successful.